back to Star TV. On today's lovely episode, we're going to be talking about how if you are a woman, you are a target. Right before we get into today's lovely and interesting video, make sure you guys like this video. Make sure you guys drop a comment down below at the end. Tell me what you think. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Star is back with daily uploads. I'm back from my little hiatus, you guys. I miss you guys. I miss posting. I'm back. Make sure you guys hit the bell down below and press all so you will be notified each and every time Star posts a new video. Let's get right into it. So number one, I want to say the crime against women has skyrocketed. Now, you guys know that as a woman, as a female, we have to be very careful about the places that we go. We really have to take into account how we dress and what we wear, because we want to think about, whether we want the right attention or the wrong attention. But lately I've been scrolling on social media, you guys. I've been on Facebook, I've been on Instagram, I've been on TikTok, and I'm seeing so many young girls, they're just getting younger and younger, who are sexually assaulted. You know what? I don't even want to say that. SA. Or, many young girls who were raped and ultimately murdered. Recently, there was a case about a young, beautiful 12-year-old girl. Her name was Joselyn, located in Houston, Texas. She snuck out at night, to talk on the phone with her boyfriend and go to the store, grab something to eat, and two young men approached her pretending that, they needed directions. And ultimately, they lured her under a bridge where they forced themselves upon her, and then they strangled her and threw her body in a creek. We have to be so careful as women, because you never know who's watching you. You never know who has their eyes on you. You never know who's tracking you down, who's watching you're coming in and you're going out. You never know who's plotting against you, who's planning to launch an attack against you. And it's so sad, but as women, we have to move very smart. We have to be not only prayerful, but as the Bible says, we have to be watchful.
Well, hello there. Who are you? Based on your vibe, student. Your blouse is loose. You're not here to be ogled, but those bracelets, they jangle. You like a little attention. Okay, I bite. You're not the standard insecure nymph hunting for Faulkner. You'll never finish. Two Sunkiss for Stephen King. Who will you buy? Like you're embarrassed to be a good girl, and you murmur your first word to me.
Hello. Do you work here?
Guilty.
Let me share a quick backstory, you guys. I always walk my dog. I just moved out of New York about, I moved out April, May, June, July. It's been almost 3 months now. I'm about an hour and 45 minutes away from New York, 2 hours give or take. But I was just walking my dog, and where I live, it's very suburban up here. So I'm walking past the houses, and I noticed that every time I walk past the woods, my dog is always looking at the woods. Mind you, the woods is across the street. So my dog's always looking over there, and he stops and he barks over there. And I'm thinking, you know what, let me get my dog and go, because it's probably like a wild bear, coyote, a possum. It could be, I don't know, it could be something crazy hiding in the woods, and I don't need it, running after me and my dog. So let me go. I feel like that was my dog's way of alerting me that it was a wild animal. So every time I pass by there, by the woods, my dog's looking in, he's barking, he's following something. I could never see what it was. Lo and behold, about almost 3 weeks ago, I'm walking in the same area, and something tells me to look at my dog while I'm walking him. And I look at him, and he's looking across the street. And I look at the woods, and lo and behold, you guys, I see a white man, and he's hiding behind a tree. And he's like kind of walking towards me, and then when he sees that I see him, he stops and goes and hides right back behind that tree. And so at this point, I'm like, should I keep walking and going to my destination, or should I turn around and go back home? And at that moment, I thought about all the girls who were attacked, who were murdered, and so many things are going through my mind. And the first thing I think is, I'm going straight back home. So after some extensive research and, putting two and two together, I realized that this white man was tracking me down and following me this whole time, planning and plotting. And that's why every time I passed by the woods, my dog was trying his best to alert me in the way that he knew how. And up until this day, it's been 3 weeks, I have never gone back to that area again. But how many of our young girls are not lucky enough to notice that? How many of our young girls see someone watching them and throw caution to the wind? Oh, he's probably just there chilling. He's not paying any mind to me. I can go over there again. You know, it's early out. Nobody will be there. How many young girls have that mindset, that mentality? And this is why I'm making this video, because I know a lot of young girls watching, and I want to tell you to be careful. Everything is not by coincidence. Had it not been for God and giving me that wisdom and that caution, who knows what could have happened to Star 3 weeks ago? Who knows? You know, you have woods, there's woods, you got a creek. Most times when guys attack women, they don't allow them to live so they can tell the story. They take their lives, and that's why a lot of women are found in the woods and rivers and creeks, So we just have to be very careful. Crime has skyrocketed, and what are we doing to take precaution? Let's get into tip number 2. Now, I know this one is going to sound kind of crazy and a little bit far-stretched. But I want to say, as women, we have to prepare ourselves for a battle. I don't care if you are insecure. I don't care if you are confident. I don't care if you feel pretty, if you think you're pretty, or if you think that you are not so attractive. If you consider yourself ugly, and I don't believe no one is ugly, it doesn't matter. If you are a woman, and I have to be real, if you are a woman and you have a vagina, right? You are under attack. There are a lot of men out here who feel like they are entitled to your body, your time, and your attention. And a lot of men are sensitive. A lot of men grew up without fathers. A lot of men have rejection issues and low self-esteem issues, that when a woman says no, when a woman is not interested, that can cost that woman her life. And that is so unfair. So as women, we have to prepare ourselves. This is a world where men, at least 90% of the men, if they see something happening on the street, they are not intervening. They are not trying to protect us. You guys, if you've been following me since 2 years ago, you guys know that story where I was, assaulted on a bus, and you have all these men there just watch and not do anything. And at that moment, I had to get my mace and defend myself. And then that's when everyone wanted to inquire. Women, please, I know it may seem, like, okay, maybe, it's over-exaggerated. I could just, carry a weapon. But martial arts is so important. I don't care if you like karate or if you don't like karate. I'm looking into it myself. How about we all start enrolling in a martial arts class so we know how to get out of, a position where someone is trying to choking us. We know how to get out of a position if someone grabs us from the back, puts us in a chokehold. We know how to get out of a position if a man is on top of us. It's time we start taking self-defense seriously. Let's start enrolling in some karate classes, taekwondo, martial arts. Why don't we start carrying things like mace, tasers, knives? And I hate to say it, but I really suggest this for all women. It's time we get serious and get our pistol license. Start taking, classes at the range. Start learning how to shoot. Get your license to be an armed carrier. Do what you have to do to protect yourself, because when it boils down to it, when you are in a life or death situation, no one is coming to your aid. We have to prepare ourselves for battle, because we are in a war. We living in a time and era where 12-year-old girls are being raped and found dead.
A mother shares her worst nightmare after her 12-year-old daughter is found strangled to death in a North Houston creek.
This is 12-year-old Joselyn Noongare. HPD detectives say that she snuck out of her home on Rankin Road Sunday night. These surveillance photos show the two men who are now considered persons of interest after they were spotted with Joselyn hours before she was found dead Monday morning. KPRC2's Corley Peel joins us live from North Houston, where she spoke with Joselyn's mother, Corley.
Joselyn's mother tells me this doesn't feel real. She says she does not understand how anyone could hurt her 12-year-old daughter, who she describes as loving and kind.
It's hard. It's so hard.
Tears stream down Alexis Noongare's face as she speaks about her 12-year-old daughter, Joselyn.
She was goofy. She always had her own little spunk. She never followed the crowd. She always stood up for what was right.
Joselyn's family members showed up to the creek where her body was discovered Monday morning. When was the last time you saw her and spoke to her?
Right before I went to bed Sunday night. I told her not to stay up late. She was going to come with me to work. She said okay and good night.
How were you notified that she was found?
Quickly got in my car and I pinged her phone and it pinged right over there. And I ran, and that's what I saw. It's tape and officers, and I ran up to him, told him my daughter was missing. He wouldn't tell me anything. It wasn't until an hour later I got called to go downtown to talk about her whereabouts, and that's when I was given the information.
We obtained these surveillance videos showing Joselyn at the 7-Eleven just after midnight. A witness tells me she asked for water. She returned with this man in a white hat. You can see she's on the phone. Nungare says she made a call to her 13-year-old boyfriend, who says he could hear two adults in the background. Have you been able to talk to him or know what they talked about?
I have no clue.
HPD released these photos of the two persons of interest. Nungare says she doesn't recognize them, but she hopes whoever is responsible is held accountable. What would you want them to know?
I want karma to hit them. I'm like angry that they took advantage of her. She's so young. She's 12. I want justice. I want them to come forward. I want whoever has seen them, please just, you took my baby away.
Where women like Mia Marcano can't even go away to college, without, being attacked and murdered and found in the woods. Women that go away to college to better themselves and get education wind up losing their lives because of entitled men.
On September 24th, 2021, Florida college student Mia Marcano goes missing. The entire state mobilizes to try to find her with no leads. But 3 days after the 19-year-old's mysterious disappearance, there's a break in the case.
911, you need police, fire, medical?
We found a suicide on property.
27-year-old Armando Caballero was found dead at a Seminole County apartment complex on Monday. Police believe he committed suicide.
When police arrive at the Sable Club Apartments in neighboring Seminole County, they find Armando Caballero's body in a maintenance garage. Police believe he hanged himself.
They said he was a maintenance worker at the Arden Villas apartments near UCF.
Mia's father remembers the maintenance worker from the day he helped his daughter move into her new apartment at Arden Villas. He recognizes his face because he's out in that campus of the building driving a golf cart, but that's the only thing he remembers about him.
In cell phone video provided by the family of Mia Marcano, Caballero is talking with deputies in the early morning hours following her disappearance. The family also says a deputy told them her apartment unit appeared disturbed, and at that point the room should have been made into a crime scene as soon as she was listed as missing. They wonder why deputies didn't detain Caballero. Sheriff John Mina said Wednesday people can't be detained on a hunch.
It's time to get serious. This is not a game. We have to be very careful. And I don't think as women we need to be so trustworthy all the time. If you don't know these guys, don't get in the car with them. If a guy is asking you for directions and you get a weird feeling, walk away. Give him an excuse. Pretend you are on your phone. It's just not safe, and we just can't afford to let our guard down. Let's get into tip number 3. Never put nothing past nobody. This can apply for family members, friends, strangers. I'm at that point in my life, you guys. I don't care how long I have known you. I don't care who you are. I don't underestimate anybody. Sometimes we think, oh, he's not going to do that. He knows my mom. We've been neighbors for 12 years. It be that specific neighbor that will try you. Or you might think, oh, he's close friends with my dad. Of course I can go to this certain place with him and it's just us. I'll be fine. Don't put nothing past nobody. I don't care if it's a guy you consider your friend. I don't care if it's a cousin, an uncle. Sometimes even if it's a brother or a half brother, you know, that you just met and you don't know, we have to be careful as women. Don't go in the elevators alone with men, especially multiple men who you don't know. If you feel a certain type of way or a certain type of vibe, right? When you see your Uber driver, do not get in that Uber. If you are invited somewhere out and you feel like you should not go, do not go. Stop underestimating people, because it will be the weird guy with the glasses who loves, you know, trigonometry and is very nerdy that will be the ones to try to launch at you. It's time that we are wise as serpents and as harmless as doves. Like the Bible says, we have to protect ourselves. If you are on the train and it's just you and some other guy, and let's say it's an empty train, it's late at night, I don't care if the guy looks harmless. Get off of that train and go into another cart where there's people. We just got to be very careful. Don't put nothing past nobody, because you never want to be caught off guard. You guys, last year, I remember one of my friends wrote me from high school. We used to go to high school. We went to Spelman together. So the last time we was in school together was 2015, and she had texted me just last year, and she was like, hey, you know, I'm in your neighborhood, you know, come downstairs. I'm going to be there in 10 minutes. And initially, you guys, I thought she was trying to set me up, because I thought, I haven't spoken to you in how long? And all of a sudden you want to meet up, and we not really close like that. Like, that didn't sound too good to me. That didn't sound right. I was very skeptical. You know, I called a few people up to let them know, you know, the circumstance, and to be on the lookout and watch and where I was going. But all in all, you know, everything was okay. She was genuine. But that's my example when I say don't put nothing past nobody. Always expect the worst. Be ready and be prepared. Let's get into tip number 4. Women, we need to help each other. It's really not the time for us to be shady towards each other. It's not the time to be throwing shade at women because you feel some type of way about them. It's not the time to be trying to make other people feel bad about themselves because they're not good at something, or they're not as good as you, or, you know, you just look down on them because maybe you have more than them. It's not the time to be in secret competition with other women. It's always somebody that's going to look better than you. It's always somebody that's going to have a better body than you. And this is why I'm so humble, because I know, yeah, I appreciate, you know, the gifts and talents, the beauty that God has given me, but I never think that I'm better. I never think that I'm superior, because God made it where it's always somebody that can humble you. It's time for women that we stop going against each other. Stop being petty towards one another. Stop hating one another. You know, stop having bad energy towards one another. It's time we help each other. In this world, a lot of these men outside, when they see something happening to a woman, they don't intervene. So as a woman, we got to be able to help the next woman. You see a man approach a girl and she looks uncomfortable, you walk up to her and you pretend that you've been looking for her and pretend that you know her, and she's going to follow along. You know, you see somebody following somebody, follow them and call the police. You know, you see a guy trying to do something, alert somebody, start screaming, waving them down. We got to help other women. It's time we stick together, because we are all we got. Women, we are being murdered. We are being assaulted. We are being raped. You know, we are being beaten on. Who's going to help us? If the police are not doing their job, if the detectives are not on it because they don't care, if the men that's walking the streets are quick to pull out a phone instead of saving a woman's life, who is going to protect us besides God? We got to fend for each other. We got to be each other's biggest security guards. We got to stick together. We have to stick together. There's too much violence going on in this world, too many statistics, too many deaths. Something has got to give. Rest in peace to Joselyn Nungarai. Rest in peace to Mia Marcano. There's so many women who were sacrificed, had bright futures, bright destinies, children, teenagers, you know, looking into a world full of opportunities, dreaming about, you know, getting married one day, being a mother one day, dreaming about becoming a brand, dreaming about being, you know, the next biggest thing, and their lives were cut short because a man did not know how to keep it in his pants. A man did not know how to control himself. A man thought he was entitled to experience someone else's temple. How dare you? It's sad. Just know that if you are a woman, you are a target. Everywhere you go, you will be a target. But the most that we can do is fight, prepare ourselves for war, stay prayed up, be watchful, and be ready. I pray that everyone who comes across this video, may God protect you from evil and cruel men. May you never wind up on the news. May you never be violated. May your life never be taken prematurely. In Jesus' name, amen. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is a notice to be careful. There's a lot of crazy things happening in this world. I love you guys. Star is back. Stay tuned, you guys. September 7th, I will be at Madison Square Garden going to see the Queen again. Nikki, I can't wait. I just had to put that in there because I was too hyped. But yeah, you guys, and I also might be doing a vlog soon because I'm bringing home my puppy. I'm getting a brown poodle next Sunday, so I might vlog that. If you want like more personal vlogs, let me know. And until next time, I will see you soon. Peace.